Almost a year ago now, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder signed historic right-to-work legislation into law. At the time, he said he viewed it as an opportunity to stand up for Michigan's workers, to be pro-worker. The union bosses, the entrenched special interests, and the professional left have stood in united militant disagreement. But Michigan's soft-spoken governor was right. And the more venom big labor directed at him, the more it seemed to confirm the suspicions of many of the middle-class workers that Snyder was trying to help. He was, in fact, on their side. The truth is, over the years, big labor has come to care more about its own perks and power than the workers it was charged with protecting. Snyder knew that, and he knew it was time to tip the scales back in favor of workers. Well, he's not alone. Here in the Senate, Senator Paul and I share Governor Snyder's commitment to helping restore worker rights. And that's why yesterday we filed an amendment that would enact similar forward-looking reforms at the federal level. Our Right to Work amendment is simple enough. It merely calls for repealing the discriminatory clauses in federal law that allow, as a condition of employment, forcing workers to join a union or forcing workers to pay union dues. In practical terms, here's what that would mean for middle-class folks in Kentucky and across America. If you want to join a union, you can. If you don't want to join a union, you don't have to. That's it. That's all this is about. This is just common sense. It's basic fairness. According to one survey, about 80% of unionized workers agree that employees should be able to decide whether or not joining a union is for them. But this amendment isn't just about ending institutional discrimination against workers. It's also about job creation, economic growth, and making America more competitive in the 21st century. Consider the fact that manufacturing employment is 1/3 higher in states with right-to-work laws, or that according to a recent study, states with right-to-work saw improvements in real personal income and average annual employment compared to what they would have seen without such laws, or that many of our nation's labor laws were passed in an earlier era, in some cases before many folks even had television sets. America's labor regulations are antiquated, and they need to be updated for the modern world. That's what the flex time legislation I introduced last week sought to achieve, and that's what Right to Work seeks to achieve as well. Protecting the rights of workers, creating jobs, growing the economy, and keeping pace with the modern world. That's what Right to Work is all about. It's just common sense. And if states like Michigan, with proud traditions of organized labor, can look their problems in the face and act, then it's time for the federal government to act too. So I would urge my colleagues to join Senator Paul and me in supporting this important amendment.